The only thing SVG News finds scarier than the internet's obsession with Resident Evil Village's new baddie might be the fact that some gamers are still rooting for Google Stadia. But that might change thanks to a new announcement.
Well, I saw that coming, yet I did nothing to stop it.
Ever since Capcom's Resident Evil Showcase event a few weeks back, during which the publisher unveiled new Resident Evil Village footage and launched a new demo, fans have been preoccupied with one thing: Lady Dimitrescu. Needless to say, gamers are smitten.
See, this is all I think about, sleeping with a giant.
It has kind of been impossible to avoid the love fest that the internet has been having for Lady Dimitrescu. Capcom naturally caught wind of the tall vampire lady mania sweeping the nation and issued a statement to clear up one particular piece of information about the character: her incredible stature. As Resident Evil Village art director Tomonori Takano revealed, if you include her hat and high heels, Lady Dimitrescu is approximately 9 foot 6 inches tall. Yes, you read that right. Lady Dimitrescu, the internet's newest vampiric obsession, is a whopping 9.5 feet tall.
That's a big.
To put things in perspective, that means that, in real life, Lady Dimitrescu would even be taller than Robert Wadlow, the man who holds the Guinness World Record for being the tallest man who ever lived. Wadlow clocked in at 8 foot 11 inches tall. So Lady Dimitrescu would have several inches on him. Previously, fans believed they had finally figured out how tall Lady Dimitrescu is supposed to be in-game. Kotaku's Ash Parrish managed to compare Dimitrescu's height with the door frame that she famously burst through, and calculated that the vampire lady would stand about 86 inches tall, coming in at just over 7 feet. Now fans know that the character is significantly larger and therefore more in charge.
Let's see how special you are.
The statement from Capcom revealing Lady Dimitrescu's height also thanked fans for their support and excitement for the game, which will be released May 7th, 2021. The road's been pretty rocky for Google Stadia since it first launched in late 2019. The platform arrived without many of its promised features, and Stadia has lacked the flashy first-party exclusives boasted by Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. There was hope Google could compete by making its own games, and the company built 2 new studios for exactly this reason. Unfortunately, after a little more than 1 year in business, both of these studios are being shut down.
Well, I saw that coming, yet I did nothing to stop it.
In a post published on the Stadia blog, Google's Phil Harrison explained the changes that are coming to Google Stadia. Harrison wrote, "In 2021, we're expanding our efforts to help game developers and publishers take advantage of our platform technology and deliver games directly to their players. Over the coming months, most of the SG&E team will be moving on to new roles. We're committed to working with this talented team to find new roles and support them." Okay, but what?
It says so much, yet it says so little.
If that sounds a little vague to you, that's because it is. What Harrison is saying there is that Google Stadia is essentially exploring an entirely new business model, one where it becomes more of a tech platform and less of a direct competitor to PCs and gaming consoles. Harrison also isn't being totally clear about what employees of SG&E moving on to new roles means. Kotaku reported, however, that Google is closing its Montreal studio as well as its Los Angeles studio. Jade Raymond, the former Ubisoft and EA producer who was brought on to lend Google some cred, is also departing. You might remember that she worked on a little old game.
I'm the producer on Assassin's Creed. I've been working on Assassin's Creed for over 2.5 years.
As you can imagine, this news has fans of Google Stadia pretty shaken up. So in other words, like 6 people are upset.
Hey, just a minute, you! Them's fighting words!
The Stadia subreddit is full of comments from those who feel Stadia could be on the ropes. One user wrote, quote, "The public opinion is that Stadia is all but dead now, and there was very little official comms to counter that. Nothing to reassure people." Another user wrote, quote, "I love Stadia. I'm a founder. You can even call me a fanboy. However, this is the announcement that killed Stadia. As much as I love Stadia, I can no longer recommend it in good faith to anyone." As of now, it appears nothing about Stadia will change immediately. The 2 studios Google is closing hadn't released any games. Stadia will continue to operate as a service that hosts third-party titles. There is a sense in the Stadia community, however, that Google could be preparing to walk away from yet another product. Only time will tell if that is indeed the case.